If you're looking to downsize from your big mirrorless camera to something that is a little bit more compact but still packs a punch, still has great quality, whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, then I have a camera for you, and boy is it good. But before I get there, let me tell you about how I bought this camera, and it was about 2,000 and something dollars Canadian, and I didn't know if I was gonna get it. I ordered it from China, but I honestly didn't know if I was going to get it. About 4 weeks had passed. I hadn't heard any word about whether I was going to get this camera. I had ordered it from a company that is not a certified Sony distributor, only because I was getting a really good deal on it. It was like a 2,000 something dollar camera. I was getting it for about 1,700 Canadian dollars, and that was pretty huge. And I took a risk. I made a gamble, and as I'm unpacking this package, I'm excited but also slightly worried that there might be a rock in here. And to my surprise, it is the actual camera that I bought, and that camera is the Sony a7C II. Honestly, it's a really great camera. Just jumping right into the build of it, I don't have big hands, but even with this camera in particular, as you can see here, like my pinky kind of hangs off here a little bit. It's not the best ergonomically, so some people will put the battery attachment here to make it a little bit more robust, a little bigger, so they can grip it better. It's a good camera though. Honestly, for me, I can deal with my pinky hanging off here, yeah, it does have the flip screen like we're all used to. In particular, it has a hot shoe mount that is right here. If I can take that off, there you go, hot shoe mount there. Yeah, has your regular dial up here like you're used to. Okay, it's not focusing, there we go. Yeah, your dial that you're used to up here, and it's not turning. Awesome. And then yeah, also your another dial up here as well. Your trigger is where it usually is, and then you have another wheel dial here as well. And it does have a spin dial, which I'm happy about that. I love the spin dials in particular. Everything else is pretty much standard like you would have it on your regular Sony camera. You do have your menu button. You do not have a mode button to switch to, and then you have some customizable buttons as well. So like honestly, it's pretty good. I like it in particular. It takes regular batteries as well that you're used to with the A7 IV. And speaking of the A7 IV, it actually has the same sensor as the A7 IV. It is a 33 megapixel camera, just like the A7 IV. So it is a dual base ISO camera as well. So that would be 800 and 3200 is your base ISOs, which is really useful in particular. It doesn't go up high like this camera, the FX3, to the 12,800. That would be, yeah, that would be absolutely awesome, but it doesn't do that. But yeah, it's a really great camera in particular. The weird thing about it, and this is just talking from like the build of it, is that I'm gonna disturb you for just 1 second. If you are loving the content that you're seeing so far, go ahead and like this. If you are really loving it, then you can definitely subscribe. Like, I would absolutely love that. And if you don't want to miss anything else that I do on this channel that has everything to do with storytelling, filmmaking, and honestly, I just love cameras. And if you love cameras as well, hit the bell. Yeah, so like, subscribe, hit the bell. Yeah, do those things and I'll love you forever. Okay, cool, let's get back to the video. It only has one SD port, and the weird thing is, if you're used to Sony cameras, they're always on the side of the grip. So you go to take out the card, but not on this one. It's actually on the opposite side. So I still have to get used to that. That's a little weird. It does not have a full HDMI in particular. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have a full HDMI in particular. It has a mini HDMI here, and also the headphone jack is down there as well, which is a little weird, but still, it's at least it has one. And the other thing about the camera is that, yes, you can plug in direct source to record if you have like an auxiliary mic that you're connecting to your camera, and then it has a USB-C port as well. So everything is just really compact. I like that the viewfinder is on the right side. It favors more so righties than lefties, unfortunately. But it really doesn't matter. I guess if you're using it on the left side, it'd be cool on this side, but yeah, I'm a right-handed person, so the viewfinder is on the left side of the camera, so I can still have my line of sight and also use the camera. So from a standpoint of a layout and all of that, like, it's a great build, a little small, but still very good. I personally like it. I use this mainly as my side camera that I always have with me and so on. I really enjoy, I have really enjoyed using it so far. I use it for YouTube in particular as well. I take pictures of it, I do YouTube videos with it. I've absolutely loved everything that has come out of it. The creative looks aren't the best. This is not Fuji, but like, honestly, it's still pretty decent. I usually just shoot in standard mode, no vivid, no black and white. I have done some black and white, that's kind of cool, but it's either standard or like black and white. I don't do anything else in particular. You know what's actually bothering me? I don't know why I still have this up, but this needs to go. Like, I've already celebrated my 1K, so now okay, good. That's out of here. Yeah, so what else I can say about this camera is that I have used it both in a professional sense and also as a hobbyist as well. I used it for a concert as a second camera shooting. I was using the 24-70 on this camera. It was a very hot day, and yet, honestly, it still did pretty good. I was actually very surprised on how well it did. It did get hot, like noticeably hot. I could feel it in my hands getting hot on the hot day, but it didn't overheat. It took everything I shot at it, or shot with it, I guess, and yeah, it did a good job. The images out of it were really great. What I would not suggest is shooting a concert in uncompressed RAW. File sizes are way too big. I could have just done lossless, uncompressed lossless, one of those ones there, like that would have been perfectly fine. But Daniel wanted to do big things. Even though I didn't need to print big, I still decided that I wanted to do uncompressed RAW. Doesn't make any sense. And it also can shoot compressed, obviously, as well. Yeah, it did really well. I would show you those pictures, but I actually contractually cannot show you those pictures because the artist did not want those to be used for my portfolio, which is kind of sad because they're actually an artist that you would know, and you know, but luckily I'm not clout chasing in any way, shape, or form, so we good. But all I can say is that it is a really great camera, both for photos and for video. I've thoroughly enjoyed it so far. I've only had it for about 2 months, and I would say that this is a perfect camera for like a content creator individual that honestly wants something that's small, that they can put on like maybe a little small gimbal or like one of the small rig magic arms, to have it mounted to the windshield and things of that nature. It's small enough and light enough that you can definitely do that. For me, this is the best content creator camera for this year. However, that being said, that's a full-fledged camera. Then there is the Pocket 3 as well. That's a different story. I'll probably talk about that in another video. But this is the size difference between the Pocket 3 and the Sony A7 C2. So yeah, like they're comparable in size. Obviously this is a lot more slimmer, but in terms of how much real estate it takes up, obviously this is a better option. But if you're still wanting something that is a little bit robust, feels like a camera, I wouldn't necessarily take pictures with this, but I would 100% take pictures with this because it's basically an A7 IV in a smaller body, has the same megapixels, and it's full frame like the A7 IV, and has 33 megapixels like the A7 IV as well, which is really cool. Overall, really great camera. I would definitely pick it up. It is priced fairly high, but this is gonna last me for a little while. Either way, that's what I think about this camera. That's all for me today. If this is something that busts your spirit, go ahead and like this. If this is something that you want to keep up with, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, blow it up people's elbow with, and all that great stuff. And if you want to get an alert of when the next one comes out, go ahead and hit that bell as well. Please do. On to the next one, go ahead and do something creative today.